Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm still new to my channel. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel, we do cash budgeting, cash stuffing, and then of course the occasional budget with me and debt chats. So if that sounds like some content that you're interested in, I would love it so much if you would subscribe to my channel, like this video, and just hang out with me while we get stuck into this cash budgeting, financial responsibility thing. On today's video, it is going to be the dreaded debt chat. Dreaded for me, probably not for you. Hopefully it serves as some inspo for you, maybe gets you motivated to start getting real about your debt, your finances, and moving forward with a plan to pay that off. So let's just jump right in here and get down to the debt chat. Okay, I have you all zoomed in here. And so what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna list out all of my debts from smallest balance to largest balance. I am going to do this as of January 1st because even though it's the middle of January at this point, but even though it's not January 1st, I am tracking basically how much success we've had paying this off in 2023. We have pretty aggressive payment goals. And so I just want to have the satisfaction of getting to the end of the year and having an actual 12-month view of what we've achieved. So the balances that I'm the balances that I'm listing will be as of January 1st. So that's going to be what I put in the date column here. If my pen wants to cooperate. I know you work. January 1. Okay, so the first debt that we have, our smallest debt, is a Chase credit card. And the starting balance on this is $4,762.35. The interest rate on this is astronomical at 20%. And the minimum payment on this is around $100. We'll get to the extra payment in a little bit. Next up is our, hold on, let me put the date, January 1, is our car. And we have a balance of $8,319.61. The interest on this is 4.49%, and our payment every month is $310.84. And then the next one is, and oh my gosh, we're gonna chat about this. The next one is actually a loan that we took out from, it's against my husband's 401k or his retirement fund. And it was originally, I mean, this is how bad it is, guys. It was originally to pay off debt, which we did. And then, I mean, the car doesn't really count, but then we racked up an additional amount of debt. So I'm just gonna call this the 401k debt. And it's got a balance of $19,373.94. And the interest on this is 1.5%. But I mean, if there's a cool thing, the cool thing is that this interest actually gets paid back to us. So while we're paying off this loan, the interest is going back into my husband's retirement account. So it's the least egregious of all of the interest rates for multiple reasons, and that's mostly why. Now this one actually comes out, so it gets paid directly from my husband's paycheck, and it comes out $223 a paycheck. And so that is, I mean, you know, you have the occasional magic month, but just all things being equal, 223 times 2, so that's $446 a month. That is being, what did I just say? $446 a month that is being paid toward that. And then last up is another credit card, and I am just going to write Visa on here because that's just, I'm trying to keep as much, not anonymity, but privacy as possible. So this is just how I'm going to list it. It doesn't really matter how it's listed. What matters is this balance on it, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's $26,491.40. This is on a credit card. The interest rate is 10%. The minimum payment is $197. Now, my husband and I are implementing the debt snowball method to a certain extent. So we are taking everything that we have extra and we're throwing it at this smallest balance in order to just pay this off. We will be able to do this by June. We're thinking that's like our goal amount or our goal date for this one. And so right now, hold on, let me check my cheat sheet because I know that so the extra payment that we are able to, after doing all of the due diligence of our budget and seeing what kind of extra money that we have, et cetera, we are going to be throwing an additional, let me move this guy out of the way, an additional $660 at this every single month. And now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Veda, if you have an extra $660 a month to throw at a debt, how in the world did you end up in debt in the first place? That's a great question. I don't really have a good answer for you. I mean, the only like justification that I have is that I pursued a career avenue last year that had a lot of upfront expenditures and it didn't pan out. Now, was that $30,000 of credit card debt? No, it was not $30,000 worth of debt. So there's definitely a spending problem here. The spending problem is me. It is not my husband. And so that's why I am doing all of this, is to hold myself accountable, to really take the bull by the horns and pay this mess down. And so anyway, I'm not trying to justify the extra $30,000 that we racked up since we took out this loan against our 401k. I'm just explaining that part of it is a result of a career pursuit that didn't pan out right now. It does have future potential. It just didn't pan out in the immediate. So that is what we're going to be throwing at this every single month. I mean, unless I get a job, I'm pursuing trying to get another job. And then in that case, most of my paycheck will go toward this as well. The car, we're not throwing anything extra at that right now. Whoops. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm cracking up because mid-explanation, my robot vacuum started yelling at me from some location that I couldn't discover earlier because I had forgotten that he broke down. And so I lost my train of thought. So, whoops. Let me just go back to, so we're throwing $660 a month extra at this credit card to pay it down. Whatever money I bring in, if I get a job, will also go toward that until we can snowball it. And so let me just, I don't know if I explained the snowball method. I don't think I did. So the debt snowball method is essentially you list out all of your debt and the balance, you list it in order of balance from smallest to largest. And the idea is that you're making the minimum monthly payments on all of these debts. So for us, just the minimums. So we've got 100 plus 310, 84 plus, I'm counting the monthly expense on this one, plus 197. So the total of our monthly payments comes to $1,053.84. So this is what we're throwing at. You have to pay the minimum payments, obviously, every single month. So, and then the idea is you throw whatever extra money you have at your smallest balance. And then when that gets paid off, so when our Chase card is paid off, this 100 and plus the 660 will be thrown down to the next largest balance until that gets paid off. And then you take the minimum payment plus the extra that you've been paying and throw that at your next largest balance until that gets paid off. And then you're throwing the bulk of everything down onto your largest balance. And when I said earlier that we were sort of implementing the snowball method, what I meant was this. We're going to be doing all kinds of rejigging of things because, as you can see, borrowing against the 401k gets us a lower interest rate, but the interest rate is paid back to ourselves. So that is the optimum solution for us. So what we're going to be doing is still throwing all of our money, all of our extra money at this one to get it paid down. In the process, we're going to be obviously continuing to pay this balance down. And once it gets down to like 25,000, we're going to take out another loan against our 401k to pay this off so that we are not paying this 10% interest, and we will have 1.5% interest. And then, but that's being paid, again, that's being paid to us, like back into the 401k account while we're continuing to pay off that balance. So that is our plan in order to be able to maximize our efforts. So that being said, in this first foray into the snowball method, we're not actually paying any extra money towards our car. Our car is going to be a balance that we figure out once we get this guy down just a little bit more, because this is actually super duper close to the limit. So we are going to focus a lot of our effort and energy on this one once this gets paid off. And we'll look at our car balance, we'll reevaluate things once these balances come down. Okay, so that's why I crossed off extra payment, because we're not doing that. And then also this is being automatically deducted from my husband's paycheck. And so this isn't something that we're going to be throwing any extra money toward initially, just because it's kind of being taken care of in the interim, and we're not worried about it, again, because the interest it's actually going into our 401k account. So we're not concerned about that at all. As far as this one is concerned, we are throwing, because the balance is so high, the interest is really high. So instead of just paying the minimum payment, we're putting $250 a month total on this one. So 250 minus 197 is $53 extra a month that we're putting on this. Oh my gosh, I did a 5 instead of an S. $53 that we're putting toward our debt extra toward this balance every month, just to keep it, keep the interest from creeping the balance higher, because we cannot afford for the balance to go any higher. And so every month we're putting an extra 660 plus 53, an extra $713 toward our debt. So that's really it. I'm trying to think. I don't really think I even need to go. So as far as this is concerned, here, I'll just run over this really quickly with you. So I'm going to be checking in with you guys quarterly. So I have a sheet here for each of the debts that we have. So I'm going to be checking in with you guys quarterly and updating you on the status of each debt. So, like for starters, just so you can see how I'm going to be tracking it. Hold on, I need my cheat sheet back. Okay, so this is for the Chase card, and the due date on this guy is around like the 21st of every month. Again, the starting balance of this was $4,762.35. And the interest rate on this is 20%. This is just insane, 20%, my gosh. The minimum payment is $100, and our goal payment amount for this one every month is $760. And then our goal payoff date is June, of 23. So that's how I'm going to be tracking each of the 4 debts that I listed here on this sheet. And then when I come back for my quarterly check-in with you guys, I'll show you each of them for each of the debts that I have listed here. Y'all, would you believe that I just realized that I never actually totaled the debt? I mean, I totaled what we're supposed to pay every month, minimum payment wise, but I never actually totaled the debt. And like, let's be honest, that's the number you're all here for. I mean, maybe you all used a calculator to figure out what my total was. I don't know. But in case you didn't, and you wanted to know, hey lady, just how much debt do you have? I figure I can tally that up for you in spite of the fact that it's going to hurt my insides. Okay. So the first balance, holy smokes. Do you see that? Can you see it? $58,947.30. That, kids, is what happens when you don't pay attention to where your dollars are going and you spend like you're a Rockefeller. I am not a Rockefeller. I don't know about you. So that's it. That's the battle that we're fighting. That's what we're working with. And we are going to be going at this aggressively over the next, I'm hoping that we can have the bulk of it paid off in 2 years. I think that's a realistic, attainable goal, because we're actually, despite this debt, we're actually not extravagant people, and we're not, we don't have plans to do anything but hunker down for the next 2 years and really pay this off. And we're not doing it unrealistically. Like when you see, the very next video that I'm going to be doing is a paycheck breakdown, like a budget, a monthly budget and a paycheck breakdown, so that you can see, you know, we're still living our lives despite the fact that we are attacking this debt so aggressively. We're not vacationing. We're not eating. I'm still, getting my lash lift, and we're still throwing birthday parties. My husband actually has a big one coming this year. He's turning 40. So I have fun plans for that. So we're still living our lives despite the fact that we are being really aggressive with this debt payoff. We're just being diligent and focusing on what dollars we spend, where we're putting them, and making sure that we're saving for things that are expenses that come up every single year that we just pretend aren't there and we haven't been saving for. So that's the plan. Hopefully, not hopefully, I know that when I check back in with you in the next quarter, we're gonna see some progress. And I hope that this is inspiring you and motivating you toward, really coming face to face with any debt that you may have, or poor spending habits, or just not budgeting your dollars. Budget every dollar, guys. It really does make all the difference. Just as a little heads up for the next video, in order to prepare for my first cash stuffing, which I'm actually not doing until our first February paycheck, I spent the last 2 months making sure that I am tracking all of our expenses, all of our potential expenses, and different sinking funds and goals and things like that, to make sure that this system is going to work for us and to make it work for us. And it really, really does. Like, we are already so hopeful based on what we've been doing, how we've been planning to make this happen for us. So please, please don't let yourselves get $58,000, 59 really, $1,000 in debt before you come face to face with the fact that you do have a budget. You're just maybe not being diligent about it. Or if you are, awesome, bravo. Please leave any tips and tricks that you have for the rest of us who've been so irresponsible or whatever in the comments. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and having this little debt chat with me. Let me know in the comments below, have you done the debt snowball method? Is it something that you find to be effective for your payoff? Or also, let me know if you're like me and you finally decided to make this the year that you really aggressively go after these bad spending habits and paying down your debt. I would love to hear from you guys. Thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.